Hey guys, I'm Mitch, one of the hosts of the show. Before we start, I just wanted to thank you all for listening and tell you something cool. In the description of the episode, there's a link to our Discord if you want to just come hang out with us. We stream there, watch movies, game together, and just hang out. You can even be a guest host on our show and suggest games for us to play and review. So don't be shy, just come hang out with us. It'll be fun. Also, there's a link to our Facebook so you can join the page and give it a like, and it helps a lot if you do. Same with giving us a 5-star review on iTunes and writing something small, even if it's just, hey guys, like that'll do. That's fine. It really does help us get to the top of the charts. Thank you all again, and let's get on with the show.
Those stripped of the grace of gold shall all meet death. In the embrace of Nesmus flame.
Curse you, Baal! I hereby vow you will rue this day. Solid of scale you might be, foul dragon, but I will riddle with holes your rotten hide with a hail of harpoons, with every last drop of my being. Yeah!
My loyal blade and champion of the festival. Both your deeds will ever be praised in song. Now, the vow will be honored, and my lord brother's soul will return, so that he may be my consort.
Welcome to the Tag Couch Podcast. I'm your host, Mitch. Today we
I'm Brandon.
Okay. We got Brandon / Mike here. Sick. What have you been up to?
I played Diablo 3 hardcore mode and died like 10 times.
Still never beat that thing, huh?
Well, what is it? I usually get pretty far, but I died in the first act because I kept getting stuck.
Well, that's not pretty far. Isn't there like 3 acts?
5.
5? Okay.
I said I usually get pretty far.
Ah, okay. I thought it was 3 because I'm thinking like Baldur's Gate 3 has 3 acts. So I'm like, yeah. But that's sick. Why do you keep like what's your build?
What is it? You kind of go with classes. You know, I don't know. You can have builds, but that's more like equipment oriented, I guess. And also like more of a higher level thing. Because as you level up, you get different abilities as normal games do, and you get little augments for them every once in a while too. So, the beginning of the game, you're kind of just whatever you are.
Well,
You know.
What'd you get with?
What is it? I almost beat the game with a necromancer on hardcore. So I was trying that, and it wasn't working, so I tried sorcerer, and I got kind of close. And then I was like, oh, I bet like a mage class would suck on it, or a melee class would suck. And I tried that, and I died like super fast.
I think that's what I was whenever we tried playing that game together.
We played on like probably a sensible mode, right? A sensible difficulty.
Yeah, but it was my first Diablo game, and I'm pretty sure I was a melee character.
Yeah. That's fine. If you're not like me and want to play fucking Torment level 1, which is like the 7th difficulty or something like that.
Well, that's like the problem I have with quote unquote hard mode games, where it's like, oh, it's not actually hard, it's just all the enemies are super fucking tanky, and they can just take unimaginable amounts of fucking damage. It's
Yeah.
like, and I know for a fact Diablo 3 and like other games like that do that shit, and I can't stand that. It's like that doesn't make it hard. That just makes it prolonged. It's like,
Well, you have to like.
keep the same health, make them hit harder. That's what I want. Because if I'm gonna have to dip and duck and dodge and shit, at least it's
Yeah.
like sensible, you know.
Yeah.
But I do not like that shit. It's like Horizon Zero Dawn when I tried to do that. That was back whenever I was like, I'm gonna play every game on hard.
Yeah.
And that's when I made the decision to, if I ever run into a game and I put it on hard, like I usually do, and they start doing that fucking tanky ass shit, I'm not doing it.
Well, that's what I was telling you at the time. Was most games are balanced for like a normal playthrough, and the higher levels are just if you're skilled at it. Like you play those types of games a lot, so it's like, oh, okay, this is easy.
I'm not throwing like a stab at you, but is it like actually skill based, or is it I have to run around, like for instance, Horizon Zero Dawn. I go and fight one of those like rhino looking things, and like
Yeah.
I attack it for 10 minutes straight, and not even a quarter of its health's gone. I use every equipment piece available. Just doesn't matter. Just doesn't matter.
It does make it harder though.
It's like, yeah, it's harder, but it's like unfairly hard.
Yeah.
It's like, that's why I like these Souls games, man.
It's unbalanced.
Yeah, that's why I like the Souls games. It's like, this is meant to be fucking hard, but you can do it. And you don't have to like kill yourself. Well, you do have to kill yourself doing it, but like, to like learn everything. But they're not gonna like, I don't have to attack it a billion fucking times just to kill a normal enemy. Like, Jesus.
Honestly, I prefer Monster Hunter to Dark Souls.
Well,
I
don't
like
you
the
get like cool
only
things?
boss fights.
Well,
Huh?
yeah, I get that. I do like shit like that, but I don't play games like that. But like, you guys get cool ass shit. Like, you can break limbs.
Yeah.
And like severely hurt said boss.
Yeah.
And you don't really have to worry about tanking the fuck out of it.
Yeah, and it deals with that stupid Final Fantasy and other RPG problems where it's like, oh, this has a 1% drop. It's like, no, it's like almost guaranteed if you break a part of their body that you get certain things.
Right, that's nice. It's like it's a constant reward system for doing something a little extra.
Yeah.
Like, that's nice. That's a good thing. It's not just like, oh, you kill something and, well, hopefully what you need. Here you go.
See, the funny part about Monster Hunter is I don't use the lock-on system at all. I think they added it too because I don't know why. Because people wanted it. And it's makes sense to add it, so they did.
Yeah. There's a, so I was playing that game Blue Dragon. I started playing that.
Yeah.
Akira Toriyama plus Final Fantasy creators game. And, dude, that game is so fucking easy. Like, I could just close my eyes and play that game. And in the RPG group I'm in on Facebook, I'm like, alright, you guys rave about this. And I posted the picture for attention of the Blue Dragon cover. I'm like, can anybody, like, tell me if this game gets any fucking harder at all? Because this is a snooze fest otherwise. And I found out, after playing it for fucking 6 hours,
Yeah.
somebody's like, go to your Xbox add-ons and type in ultra hard mode. And
Cool.
there is a downloadable ultra hard mode add-on that you get for free. And I downloaded it, and it's like, it's going to give you hard mode and New Game Plus. don't go to New Game Plus, because if you go in there without actually beating the game the first time, you will be one-shotted by everything. But you can play a normal hard mode where it's actually challenging. And I'm like, why did you make a baby game then? Like, dude, I'm hitting people for 100. Think about it like this. I'm hitting people for 45 to 155 to 350 damage per hit. The opposite is hitting me for 3 damage. Is baby game. Like, why would you even make it like that? I just don't understand. So I'm gonna start that hard mode sometime soon. But I just can't get over the fact that I just wasted 6 hours of my life on it. Without it, you know?
Mm-hmm. See, that's the thing about about Diablo 3. The whole reason why I play it in hard mode are a reason. I don't know. It takes about like 8 hits for me to kill something, I think. 5 to 8 hits. Is that bad?
Hard? On hard?
On Torment.
I mean, how fast do you attack?
Like a second?
I wouldn't say that's bad. But if you're getting hordes of enemies on you at a time, that's probably bad.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like,
it makes it hard. I have to like bob and weave through enemies and shit.
yeah, it's like Final Fantasy 12, which I just came back to. I bought it to beat the final boss. And like, it's set up like an MMO, but you get gambits. They're called gambits, where you basically program your character like, okay, here's a gambit. So my main character that I'll use as the party leader, whatever he does, I can put a gambit on my other 2 party characters. That's I have it on both of them. It's attack whatever enemy the party leader is attacking. It's something like that. And I put that on there so they know. So as soon as my main party character attacks something, those 2 automatically do it. And I can do it with him too. I can program you're basically just programming your party to do whatever you want. If your health, if anybody in the party, because my healer, has a gambit on him, if anybody in the party goes under 60% health, she automatically stops attacking and starts using Cura on the whole party. Because if my main character takes that much damage, you best believe the rest of them are. So she just automatically like heal. She hardly does any attacking because of that, which is fine because my other 2 characters are super fucking strong, and she's pretty strong too. But we need the heals more than that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, how many attacks can I get off in, like you said, a second? Not a lot. So you got to be like really like thinking about everything. It's pretty crazy. But what were you gonna say?
Yeah, what I was bringing up back to Diablo 4 was because it may take like 5 to 8 hits to kill a normal enemy, but you get so much more experience. Like, there's like 6 enemies at the very beginning that you could just fight. Like, they're not paying attention to you, and they're down like this stretch of road. So you can just take your time and fight them. If you play it on Torment difficulty, you get to level 2 as soon as you beat those 6 enemies. If you play it on normal, you have to like do the first quest, I think, before, or almost the first quest before you get to level 2.
Gotcha. So it's risk versus reward kind of deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's how it is with like.
Well, the hardcore mode, I think, gives you better drops.
Yeah, that's fair too.
Yeah.
That's basically how Dark and Darker works. The thing that me and Brandon have been playing, like, okay, So every lobby it's either it's supposed to be 25 and under. Once you hit 25, it goes to the next difficulty of dungeon.
Yeah.
So you actually want to be 24 or under. You know what I mean? And then it's like level 50, so that means you need to be 49 and under for that one. And then the next one is 25, so you want to be 24 and under.
Wasn't that based off your equipment and not your actual level?
Yeah, no, your level doesn't mean fucking dog shit. Your level
It doesn't do anything?
up to level 20. Every 5 levels you get you unlock a new slot for your perks. So like say I start out like when you start out you only have access to 1 perk and 2 skills. You always have access to 2 skills.
Yeah.
But once you get to level 20, you'll have 4 perks that you can put on there. But once you get to level 20, nothing matters. It's all about your equipment. So when you gear yourself, you need to check that stat every time before you enter a dungeon to know how difficult it's going to be. And then, on top of it, like, if you go to the Forgotten Ruins or whatever it's called, instead of blue staircases that take you out of the dungeon when the timer runs to that point, you hit the red staircases, you'll go to hell. And when you go to hell, it's a guaranteed, like, you're going to get great gear. But every enemy is like 3 times as fast and like super fucking strong. I wouldn't say like super strong, but it's manageable, but it's like fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's like the fun of that game. It's like, how much can you do with what you have? And then there's like the fact that it's PvPvE. So you're going to run into other players too. And those players, like, I was reading a post in another Facebook group I was in for Dark and Darker. It's like somebody was complaining about how tough people were or how hard it was to be in base gear. It's like they were like, don't think that people aren't just gonna take their gear off that have like fucking 1,000 hours in this game and just mop the fucking floor with you, because they will. And it's because they'll do that because it's super easy to farm certain things for certain quests. And if they run into you, you're gonna get fucked up because they know so much more than you do. Because I'm a newcomer and this game's been out for a little over a year. Like I ran into that one dude when I was doing solos. I think were you on Discord with us whenever I ran into him? No, you weren't. Brandon was. And I was like crouching through this little like corridor where nobody could get to you unless they crouched in there with you. And I ran into him because I heard him. And I was like, yo, I'm cool. We're cool. And he was like, you sure we're cool? I was like, dude, I don't have anything on me. He's like, I don't know, bro. You have a cape on. I was like, I just got this from a mission. I was like, I swear, we're cool. And every time I moved towards him, he backed up. Like, he was not trusting me at all, because that's how that game is. Because when you have proximity chat like that, you could just, like, fuck with people. You could fuck them up. You could trick them. You could do anything. And he's like, I was like, yeah, dude, I have, like, 10 hours in this game. And he's like, oh, well, I have, like, 1,200 hours in this game. So, like, my first recommendation would be, like, if you don't want to run into giga sweats like me, just, like, keep your shit under 125. And I was like, I did, and you're here. He's like, yeah, I know, but I'm trying to, like, farm this boss. And I was like, well, we're cool, and I don't know what to do here. And I'm just looking for whatever and getting the fuck out. But I'm down for people to teach me shit. And that's usually how it goes in solos for me. If I run into somebody and I have proximity chat on, I'm just like, yo, I'm cool. Can you teach me some shit?
I like when they just kill you.
I do not like that at all. That's like surprisingly more rare than people teaming up with you. And people get mad about that too on that Facebook group. They'll post about it all the time. Fucking cheating. You're in solos for a reason. It's like, well, we have proximity chat, and this is like super fun to just team up with somebody, and like they can show you the ropes. Like I love that shit. That shit's so much fun. And he was like, "Yo, here's some rings. I'm gonna go do this thing." I was like, "Can I come with you and just like learn?" He's like, "Hell yeah, dude." And then we went to hell and we spawned in different points, and I got murdered by some demon shit. It was fun, dude. It's still fun. I don't even care. Like, could you imagine if Diablo did something like that? Like you just team
I
up
don't
with
know if
people?
it does it at the same time, but ever since Diablo 2, you could team up with people.
So there's
We
other
teamed
people
up.
playing
What do you
with
mean?
No. Like you're not in a party together. You just go in and like you just run into somebody, and they're like, "Yeah, let's just help each other out."
Well, you have to be. You don't have to like follow each other around in Diablo. You can go different places.
I know. I'm talking about just open
I
world.
mean,
Like,
from each other. The acts are like open. So if you're multiplaying, you can go wherever you want while the other person's doing whatever they're doing.
but
You'll
can you just go into
be
the game and find somebody playing?
there's
That's what I'm talking about, like a multiplayer like
yeah.
that.
I think you can randomly join people, but that's about it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is all like super organic. Like you just run into each other, and it's like, hey, let's hang out for a second. Like yesterday morning, I was running around a dungeon, and I heard some footsteps. I was like, oh fuck! And this dude had me backed into a corner, and he just like roared at me. And I was like, we're cool, we're cool. And I pulled out my bow and had the multi-shot, like fucking prepped and ready. And I just pointed it at him. I was like, we're cool. And he like roared at me and then left. He could have totally destroyed me right there. Like he could have. But he backed off luckily. So I don't know, man. That shit's fun.
How you been enjoying D&D?
D&D's great. I missed last session, which sucks, but
Yeah,
I had shit to do.
it's all good.
I don't like
Glad you finally got to play. We finally got to play it.
what
I
like,
wanted to play D&D forever.
That's where I was too, dude. Like I just wanted to play straight Dungeons and Dragons. I don't want to play fucking random ass tabletop games.
I kind of like them.
Well, yeah, you're playing Warhammer, which is like your favorite thing in the world.
Yeah.
But like,
Warhammer is just such a good basis for a game. Like
like storytelling.
no, like the whole basis of Warhammer is war. So like the fucking games are just like so brutal and like upfront with all the battle. Like it's like the main point, and then everything else is built around it. Well, the fluff kind of exists with parallel to it, but I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, like the I don't know.
Chain swords are badass. I don't care what you say.
What is it?
Well, chain swords.
I never said anything bad about chainswords. Chainswords are fun.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. D&D is just like it depends on your DM too. You know.
Yeah.
Like it's fun to play this D&D game, and just like we can fuck around whenever we want. We can try whatever we want to do whatever we want. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like that other game we were playing, it's just like
That might be because we have like a low amount of people too.
I don't know if it's even that, dude. Because it's like
Well, it gives us more time to fuck around and do what we want because nobody else is doing anything else.
yeah, but like when your DM is pushing everything to go forward, it's like I just want to do this thing and try and figure stuff out. It's like no, because this and that. It's like nah, I'm not cool with that very much. So
They have a story they want to tell. That's how it is. I
Yeah.
get you though. I do enjoy the more creative aspects of the game.
Yeah. It's enjoyable.
Yeah, I've been like reading about it constantly. Kind of replaced my Warhammer reading. I usually like build lists and shit for armies. Well, I have like nothing to do, but now I just read about D&D.
Well, that's what Becca does too. She found out a bunch of stuff about Smiler before, like right whenever we met him and like we ended that session. She found
Yeah.
everything out about him.
What do you mean?
Like he has his own lore. I don't want to spoil it for you.
Oh, okay.
There's just like it's really just one
Did
important
she
detail.
just like look up the fucking campaign we're doing?
No, she looked up the character.
Oh,
Yeah, and like what he's all about. And like
that
it's
doesn't sound kosher to me.
I don't know much about it. Well, she doesn't know much about it. She just knows that a certain thing about him, which is like the main thing. It's like I don't know. So he so basically his most people who end up trusting him end up getting fucked over. But I don't take that into account in game because I'm just like trying to bro out with this dude because it's just fun. Because you two are like super wary of him to begin with, and I just try to bro out with him because I just like don't care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I was talking to this guy at work. Past 10 years, he's been playing D&D every Friday. And I asked him the other day, actually. I was like, you ever hear of this character named Smiler? He's like, oh, yeah. And I was like, what about what's her name? Ruby? Something?
Ruth.
Yeah. Ruby Ruth or Ruth Ruby, whatever the fuck.
I think it's just Ruth. Maybe Ruby Ruth. I don't know. Red Ruth.
Yeah, that's like a thing. And so is Mad Maggie. Like, he knows all those characters and everything.
Yeah.
So, like, he heard, like, that's all just, like, pure a thing in D&D, apparently. So. But yeah, that shit's fun. Thought about...
characters like Tiamat.
Yeah, are you trying to go to Rogue? Is that what you said before?
No, that was a different thing I was fucking with.
Alright. I was gonna say, you're in a multi-class?
Nah. I was, I don't want to get too deep into it because it's kind of meaningless, but like, just like this, I had this idea for a rogue sorcerer that just like teleports and uses, these smite spells. But I don't know how it's going to work out because I thought something did something that it doesn't do. So I have to like rework it a bit.
That seems to be a thing that just keeps happening to us.
Well, that's like the thing that I don't get or don't really like. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it because it's like there's what you were talking about with the different GMs, like they call different things different ways. So it's like, what is an optimal choice, you know, when you don't know what your GM will call at the time when you use it.
Well, I think our GM just follows it by the book.
Yeah, well, I think most people follow it as close as they can.
But he's like letting us do homebrews and shit.
Yeah.
So like, but like you can't make yourself overpowered as fuck. You know what I mean? You can't let that shit happen.
Why not? Well, I mostly just don't want to be like underpowered as fuck.
Well, you like kill everything and don't get hit because you can fly, so I don't understand why you need a teleport.
Oh, that doesn't have. That's a different character, Mitch. And I can tell. Kerbal can teleport already.
No, well, what character are you talking about?
The next character.
Oh, why are you planning for a next character?
'Cause I have spare time.
Jesus. I thought you were talking about Kerbal the whole time.
No,
Oh.
I very much have Kerbal planned out what I would do.
Yeah, I very highly doubt you'll have to make a new character or anything like that.
Not for a while, hopefully.
Well, it's like he said, whenever I was gone, he made me do my thing, and I took all the damage, and it's like, yep, that's the usual. So.
Well, you're a tank. Or a paladin.
Yeah, kind of a tank.
Yeah. Fucking.
Except for I have the worst HP rolls in the fucking world.
Yeah. Yeah, you have the least health.
Do I?
Yeah.
What about Becca?
She has something that helps her have more health, so.
Bullshit.
Well, she had like.
Oh, wait, I know what you're talking
ridiculously
about.
low.
Yeah, she kind of did have to be amped a little bit.
Yeah.
So you ready to talk about Shadow of the Erdtree?
Sure.
Hell yeah, brother. What did you think first entering that world?
It's a lot grayer and duller looking.
Death. Death is the answer you're looking for.
Okay.
That's what it feels like to me. Let's just throw this out there. Obviously, anybody listening to this episode or interested in it will probably already know. You have to beat Radon in the base game, and then beat Moog. And then once you beat Moog, you can go to the cocoon with the arm hanging out, and that is how you enter the DLC.
Yep.
And you are transported to the Shadowlands, right? Is that what it's called? Shadowlands?
Yeah.
Sick. I don't know, man. Once I went there, I was like, it's a whole new world. It's a whole new Elden Ring. And I had no idea where to go, what to do. I just started going places, and I found the first boss pretty quickly. How about you?
I fought the twin sword guy first.
See, I fought the Divine Beast first. And I fought the twin sword thing next. Renala? Not Renala. What's its name?
I don't know. Something along those lines.
Yeah. But anyway, just battled my way through and found the dancing lion. And I second tried it. I don't know how. I just stayed the fuck out of the way while my mimic worked his magic, and then I ran in there for some destruction. And we somehow beat it. Dude, that thing's fucking AoE attacks are like just fucking huge though.
Yeah. It's spinning gas attack.
I don't know which one. It's like all the elements. Did yours do like all the elements?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's fucking like a lightning storm going on in there. Fucking firestorm, ice storm. Fucking ridiculous. And he's just jumping all over the place. Wow.
There's another one you can fight in the, forget what that place is called, the runes. You remember what it's called?
No, I didn't fight it. I didn't even find it.
Yeah, but you don't remember the runes at the top east or top west part of the map that I was lost in.
Oh, yeah, no, I never saw it up there. No.
Yeah.
I
But
don't remember what that area is called though.
it has Deathblight, and it summons I think they call it basilisks or something like that.
The things that petrify you?
That they have in the Dark Souls game, they're little frog things with fake eyes on the top of their head.
Yeah, I keep thinking about Final Fantasy. When you said basilisk, I was like, oh yeah. Or like Harry Potter, they'll just like petrify you.
I think it comes from D&D.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's like Sean said, everything comes from D&D in the fantasy worlds anymore.
Yeah.
Do you ever like zoom in on those things?
Thinking D&D came from Tolkien.
Probably.
But yeah, they have little like tiny slanty eyes.
Yeah, and like crazy sharp
Spike
mouth
mouths,
and
yeah.
shit. Yeah. But it spawns
They look
those
too
and
friendly. Spawns those and uses Deathblight on you.
what?
So like it shoots this like ash looking shit at you with its breath attack, and it can do the Deathblight and kill you. There's like 4 of those basilisks, and they're throwing smoke up at the same time.
Jeez. Do you get a remembrance from that one?
No, you get something.
So it's
Forget
what
what it
you're
was.
saying is it's not a real boss.
Has a health bar.
That's exactly how you do that.
Has a health bar.
Yeah, what do you think about like the new world?
I just thought it was dull. It's less shiny than the vanilla game.
Oh yeah, we're in the Shadowlands, brother.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty fair. I don't know. I don't know. I loved it. Just brought a whole new world to Elden Ring, basically. Did you have a lot of trouble with the Twin Knight? Everybody has like this issue with it for some reason.
What's the Twin Knight?
The person in the suit of armor with the fire and ice attacks and shit. The one you were saying you fought first.
Yeah. Of course I had problems with it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn. That was another second try for me. I didn't understand why everybody thought it was so hard. Like,
First fight, the dancing lion thing was stupid. Like, it was an interesting fight, but like, your camera can't like keep up with it.
see, mine also did fine with that. But I was also trying to keep like a big distance away from it so I could see everything it was doing. Because I
Forget what I killed it with and when I decided to start using the rod axes.
I think you started using the rod axes on with him.
Mm,
Because you started it pretty early.
yeah.
Yeah, I second tried Dancing Lion and the Twin Blade. What was the third boss? Do you remember? Oh, the Bud at the Church of the Bud.
Oh yeah, I had trouble with that too.
Yeah, that was like that was either a second or third try again for me. That mantis thing that like just fucking makes rot fucking everywhere.
The caterpillar? Or centipede, I mean.
Yeah, it's like a weird centipede. It creates rot everywhere.
It's a person with a centipede coming out of one end and a scorpion stinger coming out of the other end.
Yeah, and I was very surprised that I beat it so easily because I do not do well with rot at all.
Yeah.
See,
I had rot, so it was resistant to my rot. I forget if it was resistant to my poison or not.
Yeah, see, my big problem with like the whole DLC was running into like the secret bosses, quote unquote. Like the ones that aren't on like the main path. Because no matter what, you're gonna have to fight the rosebud thing or whatever, the rot bug. But there's like the secret ones. Like whenever I say bosses for the listeners, main bosses have remembrances. So, and some of them are like hidden, like the Finger Maiden. What's it called? The Finger Maiden or the Mother of Fingers? Yeah. And the Lord of Madness and the Putescent Knight. Is that how you say it?
Yeah. Putrescent.
Putrescent Knight. Those three motherfuckers. Fuck every single one of them, except for the Lord of Madness. He's actually, I second tried him. He's a fucking easy piece of shit. But other than
you also have to put the caveat that you used like his perfect weakness.
Well, that was my normal build, so I can't say anything about that.
Yeah, but he's weak to slash and bleed.
Yeah, and my build is dual Rivers of Blood. And it's been nerfed for a while, quote unquote nerfed. I don't see no nerf. Because you can still fucking destroy shit with it. So, I don't get that one. But,
it was worse.
Yeah, dude, it was way stronger. Yeah. Like, I see that now. Or, it's either it was way stronger, or the fact that the Shadowlands have this special thing that we should probably get into. When you go to the Shadowlands, you have 2 new perks that you have to fuck with. It's the Erdtree one and the Spirit Ash one. Erdtree like blasts your stats through the roof. The more and more you upgrade it, much like you would upgrade like your weapon or your summon or whatever. But the Spirit Ash one is just strictly your summon and how good it is. And like most people use the Mimic because it's the best one. So that's what those things are for. If you don't level it up, you won't go hardly anywhere in the game. I made it to the end with what was it? Spirit Ash 4, like level 4, and Erdtree level 7 or 8 or something like that. But you can actually get them up to like level 15 or 20 or something like that. Can't really remember. I never maxed it out.
Yeah, we only got to 14.
Yeah, we both had the same stat whenever we actually finished the final boss. How'd you feel about Mesmer, though? Mesmer was like the fucking... He was the face of the whole DLC.
I like snakes, so...
That's fair. I guess. You didn't give a very good description, but I'll take it. I like snakes.
That's about it. Well, he has, he looks like a Dark Souls humanoid, so he has elongated arms and looks weird. And then he's in his, like, robes and shit, and I think he looks even weirder.
Yeah, he does look weird, but I think he looks like fucking badass as fuck, though, at the same time. Did you enjoy the fight? That was my favorite fight of the whole DLC. Him and Melania are, like, my favorite fights. Except for Malakath. I fucking love Malakath, dude.
I don't think I really enjoyed any of the fights.
Really? Why not?
Just didn't. I didn't think they were very interesting.
Mesmer was fun as shit. What do you mean? Or did, like, how long did it take you to beat him?
I don't remember.
It didn't take me much. It took me like...
Just seemed like...
Took me like 10 tries.
It just seemed like the DLC just seems like more of Elden Ring, which is fine for what it's fine, but it just didn't really interest me as much as Elden Ring did, and I don't think it looks as good. I know it's the Shadowlands and whatnot, but I don't know. You can't beat that fucking giant gold trees dominating the fucking horizon and what the fuck those are. You know what I mean? It like gave you something at the very beginning of the game that you wanted to do. You know?
Yeah, it set you like a purpose.
Yeah.
And this is just like tacked on kind of deal.
Yeah. And you do like how you do any other open world game where it's just like bounce from the one thing to the next.
Yeah, I think that's a fair statement. Not that it wasn't enjoyable. Personally,
Seemed
I
a
thought
little
it was enjoyable.
sparse too. I know it's not as sparse as I think it is. I don't know why it feels so sparse.
But like, I don't know. It did feel tacked on, but at the same time, it felt epic as fuck.
Yeah.
So, I think it's like the lack of story at all. Like you just kind of went in there, like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is okay? We're in this place. There's a bunch of ghost graves. Like, not that the fact there's ghosts, but the graves are ghostly looking. They're like translucent or whatever you would call it. What would you call it?
Yeah.
It's like
Translucent.
yeah, you're just kind of, it's just like, here you go, here's a world, I'm putting you in it, no story, just figure it out. It's like the original Legend of Zelda, slap you in there, here you go. I did love the fight with Mesmer. He's a,
Yeah, Mesmer had good build up too.
he's a mama's boy as well. Oh, mother, forgive me.
I think he's the one that stabbed her. I think that's why he's called the Impaler.
I thought he was called the Impaler for like burning all those fucking cities down and shit. Like in the trailer.
Killed the I forget what they're called, the Horn something.
He just like decimated a city, basically.
Yeah. Was it the Lands of Shadow are like a primordial type place. It's where like America used to live before she was a god.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I never understood the whole thing behind all that. Before we go any further, let's talk about the quote unquote secret bosses. Start with the putrescent knight. Putrescent? How'd you say it? What is it?
Putrescent.
Putrescent knight. You go out to like the stretch of land out to sea, and there's like a big gaping hole. And if you like look down enough, you'll see a pathway, and you go down through there, and you just keep dropping down. And there's areas down there that are just giant coffins with enemies all over the fucking place. And like you just kind of fight your way through it. There's nothing really crazy about it.
What were the enemies?
Those
Were they
fucking
just shadow people?
No, it was those it was the death birds and the fucking the snake rock things. Whatever they're called.
All the like cannonball things?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, now I remember. Yeah, that place is shit.
Yeah.
Especially at the end with the lasers.
Yeah, it's basically just run and survive and kill.
Mm-hmm.
But you get to the end and it's just like, what am I supposed to do? And then it's a leap of faith. You drop all the way the fuck down. And there's a fucking...
Did you find the site of grace there? Or the site of grace before the leap has a bunch of animals that are all bedded down.
Yeah. Down, deep down. And technically this place is under the ocean. So that's weird. But you do like a leap of faith and then you'll hit the ground and you'll stand up and be like, what's down here? And this fucking like skeleton horse with a fucking withered bodied person with a boomerang blade thing just like runs at you and it's like, oh god. And you gotta fight him. And he'll jump off his horse to attack you. As soon as he jumps off of his horse starts like fucking just melting into existence out of the fucking ground and water, and it'll charge you in between. So he'll attack and the horse will fly at you. He'll attack, horse flies at you. And this whole process keeps repeating. Such a weird fight.
Yeah, he's like made out of bone.
Yeah, that was a very tough fight for me.
It's pretty cool.
I was not good at it. I had to basically corner him up against the wall so he couldn't fuck with me. That shit sucked. How'd you do on it?
Did okay.
Nice.
Yeah. The part that is memorable to me about this place, besides the boss design's pretty cool. But there's little crosses and I don't know, these little like what would you say, like black orangish things that say Mekhala like left his body parts as he goes through the place to become a god.
Yeah, Cross of Mekhala.
Yeah, and then he's
pilgrimage.
like, and then the cave it says that here he leaves his love. And I was like, your love for your sister? And that kind of made me like think that he was less interesting. Like becoming an emotionless god was not what I expected Mekhala to be.
Oh no.
I expected something a lot better.
Here I abandon all my love. That's what it said.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, that sounds epic as fuck. Like we're in for a fucking treat. I don't know, because like you'll find those crosses all over the place. It's like, here I abandon my love. Here I abandon my heart. Here I abandon my arms. Here I abandon
my body.
Yeah, my body.
Here I abandon the last of my body.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, that shit psyched me up. It was like, I don't know what this means, and it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it had the opposite effect to me. It had like, the only thing we really knew about Mekhala was he was eternally youthful. His alter ego is Saint Trina, and he loves his sister and wants to cure her rot. That was like his whole point. So like, your whole point to become a god was for the love of your sister. I don't know why you'd give it up.
Right. It's like doing whatever it takes.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, and speaking of which, whenever it says that, there's one of those ghosts that they'll say things relating to what's going on in that part of the realm or whatever, right near that cross. And if you talk to it, it's like, oh, Mekhala, what have you done? You have no idea how much you've lost, how much you've gave up. And I was like, dude, this is fucking gonna be crazy. I was like, this, like the lore, like for once in the game, I don't have to read a weapon or item description to tell me the story. Like those ghosts and the crosses told me all about the story, and that was like all that build up, and that's what I got from it, and that's what I loved about this part. Like this part of the game, I was digging it.
Inflated me like a balloon.
That's so weird. But speaking of Saint Trina though, you've had hints and everything throughout the game before. You can get like Saint Trina's arrows and shit, and everybody's like, "Well, what? Who the fuck is Saint Trina?" Well, now you get to figure out who it is after you finish the fight with the putrescent knight. You go, if you keep going and go down through a tunnel, you'll actually find Saint Trina. And the more you interact with it, you get more dialogue. And basically, what is it, like death sleep is what she gives you? Yeah. And there's a side quest involved with it, but I think I fucked it up somehow, so I never got through it. There's somebody up top, like up on the normal land that is like telling you about it. But I never got into that one. So there's a big main side quest with who's the dude at that huge church? Do you remember his name?
No.
Yeah, you do missions with him for him to, what is it, kill certain people?
He just wants you to go to the ruins, doesn't he?
No, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to go to the Finger Ruins. And that, it does not tell you very much, but there's like a couple finger ruins, and then you blow into like this horn thing. And
Which is a giant finger.
Yeah.
And there's these like leech things that live at the finger shrines.
Yeah. And eventually, once you complete it, you go back and he's not there, and you like press like a button on his throne, and it opens up, and you go down in there, and then you'll blow one more horn, and you'll go to this otherworldly realm where you'll see this fucked up, annoying fucking boss. The most annoying fucking, I don't know if he's the most annoying, but he's one of the most annoying bosses I've ever fought. I know you didn't have much trouble with him, Mike, but I fucking hated this fucking thing. Tormented me. The Mother of Fingers, and it's basically, if you put your hands together like a Kamehameha wave from Dragon Ball Z, it's that with like a neck and a finger as a head. Like a thumb or some shit.
Yeah.
And it does fucking insane shit, and it's really annoying. So yeah. That is another one of the secret bosses that give you remembrances. But fuck that thing. I hate it.
What about the one you didn't find that had a remembrance? Was he secret?
Which one?
The boar guy?
What poor guy? What are you talking about?
Boar guy outside the castle where you find the 5, whatever they're called, skidoo tree fragments.
I found him. Yeah, I fought him.
Once I told you about him.
Oh yeah, because I didn't go that way. I was following like the path. But yeah, when I found, yeah, fuck that dude too. But no, the Mother of Fingers tortured me for like a long ass time.
Yeah.
Like
I had a lot of trouble on the madness boss.
Yeah, see that's the other thing. There's a secret boss where you go through these woods that you can't use torrent to run through. You have to actually like sneak through it. Or if you're good enough and know the parry, which I do not know how to do because I'm terrible. I don't know how to parry fucking shit. I'm the worst. What are they called? The old ones or some shit? There's
Something like that.
They're like these weird things with giant heads filled with like yellow puscules or eyes or some shit. And they'll vibrate. Yeah. And they're completely invincible unless you parry them and kill them. If they catch you, they inflict madness and they will fucking kill you. So you have to like sneak through this like woods area with a stream and get to like this mansion. And you get there and you go through all that shit. And you fight the Lord of Madness. which I thought was like a super easy boss. But pretty cool as fuck, though. It's like this old withered dude. I feel like it's a callback to like Demon Souls monk that they had. That's what it felt like to me. But you can kill him and get sweet ass shit. If you're a madness guy, anyway. Why'd you have so much trouble with him?
It was just hard.
Oh, I just dodged a bunch.
But,
it's like every time he
there's
shot a
some cool
beam of...
madness stuff there.
What is it?
There's some cool madness stuff there.
Yeah.
It's like this rock thing that shoots out madness.
Huh?
There's a consumable that's a rock that you throw out and it shoots madness flares up.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time basically he would shoot some kind of madness thing at me, I'd dodge it, and once it was done, it was like super combo on that bastard. Because he's not like, he doesn't have a lot of poise, so you can like, I don't know if that's what it has to deal with. Like, you know how when you attack some enemies and they can just stand there and take it and just still fight?
Yeah.
Well, whenever I would run up to him and attack, I could just throw him around like a ragdoll. Like, I fucked him up, dude. Bad. So, we talked about the Mother of Fingers, Lord of Madness, Dress at Night. The Skidoo Tree. That is the only one I did not finish because I only fought him twice. That's the only secret boss of the Remembrance that I did not fight. Well, did not kill, anyway. How'd you like that one? That's a special one. Tell us about that.
That was a pain in the ass.
Tell us about why he's so special.
Because he regenerates 3 times, or 2 times. So you kill him once, he comes back to life, and he'll... Like, he's kind of a cool boss the first life, and then the second one, he starts shooting himself across the fucking map at you. And then the third one, he just kind of, like, sits there and explodes a bunch.
Interesting.
Yeah. You, each time that you beat a stage, he'll go into, that, like, poise break thing, where he has, like, a yellow thing on his head, and you have to go hit him, and then whenever he comes back in the next form, he'll have less health.
Oh, okay, like a visceral attack kind of deal?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, he like drops his head down, and keep in mind he looks like a giant fucking sunflower. But anyway, he drops his head down, you come up and do like a fucking death stab to him. Fuck them all up.
Yeah, or you're like a foot away when he slams his head down and it sucks you into him, and then he just beats the shit out of you for a bit.
Duh.
That pissed me off so much, dude.
I got so close my first try on him, and then I tried it one more time and died really fast for some reason. And then I was like, this doesn't even matter. I'm gonna go do something else. And then like I totally forgot about him whenever I went to finish the game.
He is the weapon that you get from the members.
He is the weapon?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
The weapon's just this giant sunflower.
Glad I didn't kill him, honestly, then. That's stupid.
It's not stupid as the dancing lion doesn't give you anything. It gives you like an amulet, and I forget what the other thing is.
He gives you the head, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I think so, right?
Yeah,
you can wear his head.
No, it's not a remembrance. You have to find that, I think.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think that covers all the secret ones, right? Oh, except the greatest one of them all. Baal the Dread. That fight is so badass. It's not badass.
Yeah,
it's actually very tormenting, but it's fucking awesome because, not because the boss fight is awesome, but because of the NPC you get to fight with is just a fucking, like, the best part of the DLC, in my opinion. Egon, the Dragon Slayer, or some shit like that. Right? Isn't that what his name is?
Yeah.
Egon. Curse you, Bale!
Yeah.
He's just like dead set on fucking this dude up.
Just screaming the whole time. It's great.
Yeah. You just gotta get through like this huge area, and you'll see him like at first when you first find Egon, he's like on his knees, just fucking screaming. He's like, "You took everything from me. I'll fucking kill you." And then, like, you keep going, you fight some more dragons, and some more dragons after that, and you have to, like, climb a fucking mountain where there's, like, fucking fire lightning shooting down, and all this crazy-ass shit, and then you get to him, and he's just, like, this torn-up, tattered demon dragon thing. So fucking badass, dude. Yeah, Egon's fucking badass. How'd you do with that fight?
That was a pain in the ass because that was like the third boss I found.
That sucks. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I
Fucking-
went around killing all the dragons. That was my first mission. That was another disappointment because it was like there's an ancient dragon, there's like 3 ghost frost dragons or whatever.
See, I'm like surprised you had so much trouble with that ancient dragon. I thought he was pretty fucking easy. The one
I had more
before
trouble
Bale.
with him than Bale.
Yeah, I don't get that one, dude. Like at all. Like,
I had like 2 or 3 fragments.
but still, like Jesus, Bale is a fucking fuck that dude. I don't ever want to fight something like that aggressive ever again. Like Mesmer and Melania. Well, Melania's not super aggressive, but like Mesmer is. But like Bale hits like 20 fucking times harder than Mesmer. He just fucking slams you, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's like I ran away from him so my mimic could draw the aggro, and me and Egon would fuck him up, and then we'd back off and keep trying to I did that like a million fucking times until he was dead. It took so many tries to beat that boss. Because eventually he turns himself just straight up on you just because, and just fucking destroys you. I hate that shit. It's like, come on, Mimic, draw the aggro. Oh, you died. No, thank you. I think that's all the bosses, right? Except for the final one, correct?
Is that really all of them?
I think so. Erdtree, Twin Blade, Dancing Lion, Putrescent Knight, Lord of Madness, Mother of Fingers, and Bale. Yeah, I think that's all of them, dude. Except for the final boss. Right? Oh, and the Bud Centipede thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is all of them. Yeah. For $40, I mean, you do really kind of get your money's worth. So, if you haven't done it, you should probably buy it. Let's talk about the final area and the final boss. Final area, I fucking loved it. It's all gold, and you're like up in the clouds looking down on everything pretty much as you go up higher and higher. I do not like the enemies in it. They all cast holy shit. Holy shit magic.
About the fucking sword horn guys.
Yeah, those are like throughout the game a little bit, but you'll find a lot of them here.
Yeah, they're terrible. They have this fucking twister attacks. That's pissed me off.
Yeah, and especially when you fight the ones that are like big time, they're fucking like they'll strike and a fucking lightning storm will come down on you or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And there's I don't know if you went through enough of it, but did you find the ones that like some of them did fire, some of them did ice, some of them did lightning? The ones that did lightning were always like the crazy ones though.
Yeah. Well, there's that one. I remember being stuck in this one place for fucking ever. It's like the rooftops where there's 2 or 3 birds, and then
Yup,
there's
that's where you
another
encounter them
bird
all. That's where you
and
encounter all of them. Yep.
a dude. Yeah, and then he's on a rooftop that you have to jump off. And he like follows you through the next part of the stage if you don't do it fast enough.
See, I would see them like in the distance before I jumped onto the different roofs. So my thing was like, when they got as far as they could be away from where I was, I would just sprint, hop the roof, and then just unleash the fucking corpse piler attack that's on my Rivers of Blood. And I would just try and keep them like stunned. Like stun lock them as much as I could. And they'd fuck me up. And every single one of them, I almost died to in a row. And made it through all the way. I had to heal.
Oh, you killed them?
Oh, yeah. Had to, dude. Because if I wasn't going to kill them, they were going to kill me for sure. I wasn't running from those dudes. Basically, because like the corpse piler move, it's the special thing for the Rivers of Blood. It's like a constant, like, you just keep on like slamming the fuck out of them. And then I just did normal attacks after that ran out. And by the time they were dead, I had a smidgen of health on every single one of them. I almost died. Sucked. Especially that last one. I don't even know how I made it through that last one. Because you don't get like a break. You don't have a site of grace.
Like the long hallway thing?
Mm-hmm. Like at the top.
Yeah. Bridge. Yeah.
Yeah. After that, though, there is a part where you'll walk into like, it's not a cathedral, it's like a fucking dome, basically. And it's just covered in sand. In the middle, you'll hear a voice. And the thing is about the DLC, all the bosses...
It's a big gate.
Yeah, all the bosses have like these NPCs that were helping Mikola, and like they're all true to Mikola of being like her allies, trying to help her through her thing. His, whatever the fuck. He's a his, her anyway. It doesn't matter. Well, you'll hear like the main knight chick, the Needle Knight, right? Is that her name? Something Needle Knight. And she'll be like, don't like fuck with Mikola, essentially, or we'll all fight you and kill you or whatever. And so then you have to fight the three NPCs that helped you through the boss fights if you talked to them and did their correct things to get them to fight them as like a summon, like Egon and shit. It's her, the monk dude, and somebody else. I forget. But you gotta fight all 3 of them together.
Shop dude sells you ingredients.
I thought that was somebody different.
Nah, he's this dude in armor.
Ah, okay. But yeah, you have to fight all 3 of them, and then you'll find their dead bodies strewn throughout the fucking...
I swear I remember
the
fighting a 4th. I just forget what they were.
There's only 3. Needle Knight, the dry leaf guy who teaches you... That's another thing about this DLC. It introduces like a monk class, essentially. But it's not really a class.
Now, there's the main chick, there was the monk, there was the thorn guy, and then there was the dude in armor. You fight the Thorn guy first by himself, I think, and then you fight the other 3 together. And did you have an ally when you did it?
1, yeah, and that was your 4th guy. You didn't fight him. There was only 3 people. It was the Dryleaf guy that, like I was saying, teaches you like monk abilities. And they're not monk abilities, they're just weapons basically. And it's martial arts, which is pretty badass, honestly. That dude, the Needle Knight chick, and she's the main one, she's the one that talks to you, and then there was somebody else. I think it was like some kind of assassin. But yeah, anyway, you fight them, and after you kill them, you'll see their bodies strewn throughout the area before you go to the final boss fight. But your ally is the 4th person you're talking about. That's probably why you're thinking about that. But I just summoned my mimic, so really it was 3 on 3.
Because I found I had 4 dead bodies at the end. There was the Briar guy, or whatever the fuck he's called, the Horn something. He was dead in the middle, and then the armor guy was next to the right, and then the monk was up against the wall, and then that one chick was dying like in the back.
See, I didn't have a 4th guy then. I didn't have anybody dead in the middle.
Yeah, I fought an ally. Or I had an ally. I thought it was Egon. But I'm probably wrong. But I definitely fought all 4 of them. Because I fought one guy and then the 3.
Yeah, I know it wasn't Egon. But I only had to fight 3 people. But yeah, you do all that. And that's weird. I'm going to have to look into that one later. Yeah, you do that, and then you're right there, almost to the final boss. And this is where we find out about the twisted plot to all this bullshit. So here's the thing. Mikola, it was always like shown that Mog was holding Mog is a Final Fantasy character. Moog, it was always shown that Moog had stolen Mikola and, like, I don't know, did some weird creepy shit. I don't know, kept him protected. But what actually had happened is Mikola had charmed Moog, leading to all this protection shit. And what the true goal was of Mikola was to have Radahn be her consort.
Yeah.
And that, because to be a god, you have to have a consort for some fucking reason. So you go in and you actually fight Promised Consort Radahn. And this isn't Radahn that's rotted out and brain dead and shit. It's fucking, this is what Radahn was supposed to be. And he will fuck your shit up. How long?
Yeah, I was super disappointed it was Radahn. Like, I want to fight Mikola or some other boss, not another recycled boss again. Like, I don't know what the fuck obsession with Elden Ring is, where it's like, we gotta recycle every fucking thing over and over again. The boss fight is different, which is good.
The only thing recycled is the name Radahn.
The name and the character, and, like, I don't know how they even got out of him being dead. Like, why do you have to kill him first? Is it so he resurrects him? And when was that a thing?
That was the whole thing. That's the whole thing behind Mikola. Mikola is just like a charmer. Like, charm anybody.
Yeah, but how is he there? How is Radahn alive? and
Oh,
not crazed.
I remember something about so his soul would be preserved.
Mm.
I forget exactly how it went, but essentially, you'll fight him, and if you knock him into his second phase, uh, everybody
Nicola
turn
turns into a glorified scarf.
right, like everybody turns around, and it's like that archway where Radon walks out of. You see, the classic fucking golden light and the footsteps coming out, and it's Mikola, and she like, it's supposed to be a he, apparently, and just wraps himself around Radon's neck, and he's just like, and this is the part I don't get.
And so Radon has big Super Saiyan 3 hair.
Yeah, but this is the part I don't get though. Mikola does that, wraps himself. It looks like a her. I'm calling it her. I don't care. Wraps itself around Radon's neck, and she's like, she says these words in this part I don't understand. Tarnished, if you truly care for the lands between, you need to show us and whatever the fuck. And then she fights you. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? If I
Thought
care.
tells you to give up.
It doesn't say anything about giving up. She's
I
like,
said if you truly love these lands, and you will lay down your arms or some shit.
oh, did she say lay down your arms? I never heard that.
Yeah,
I
or
thought
like
she said
give up
prove
or
it
some
to
shit.
us. I thought she said prove it.
Nah.
But regardless.
Mikola wants to replace Marika as the new god, and Radon will become the new first Elden Lord.
Okay, yeah, you might be right. But anyway, regardless, this just turns into a completely, what was already unfair, to a super fucking unfair boss fight. And every attack is like 3 attacks.
Any boss that, like, turns around in the middle of a combo and starts attacking you, I think is retarded.
Be fighting your mimic, and you'll go up, and as soon as you raise your sword to even swing, you don't get to swing the sword. Understand this. You fucking raise your fucking sword up, and they'll be in the middle of a combo, turn around, slap, bitch, what's up? I knew you was there. I was just having fun. Like, fuck that fight. Oh, and let's not forget about the unblockable attack that you have to sprint halfway across the fucking arena just to avoid. That's the opener. So, yeah.
I dodge that, like, most of the time.
Pussy running. Dude, I tried for so long before I understood that you had to actually be outside that ring to not get hit.
Yeah. And then it showers down holy afterwards, so it'll probably hit you anyway.
Yeah, that too. The only way to completely avoid it is to get out of the AoE, like, it looks like a fucking, it looks like a fucking force field. You basically have to get out of it. And you can just stand there and everything will happen inside that. But as soon as that ends, it doesn't even matter anyway, because as soon as it ends, you'll see a fucking lightning looking thing happen, and then he'll just fucking disappear and appear in front of you, or shoot like holograms of himself at you. It's just an unnecessarily aggressive boss. Because even most of the time when you first enter the boss room at the beginning, he just fucking lights himself up and he does some spinning crazy attack directly at you. You'll be lucky if you can even get your mimic off to summon. Which takes health, by the way, so you have to hurry up and heal yourself or dodge like a motherfucker so you don't get killed instantly. So yeah. I was at 14 skidoo trees, and so were you. And you can still get 2 tapped after you summon. So you immediately have to summon, or you just have to get good and be good.
I used my flask before I went in the boss fight, so
Oh, your special flask or whatever?
Physique flask, yeah. I think
Yeah.
it's physique.
I did that too, but like, he still hits like a fucking truck. So it's just like shitty to try and get him off. Especially, I'm telling you, as soon as I'm walking in, he's already like, you'll hear the fucking.
Just locks you in that corner.
Yeah, that happens so many times, man.
Yeah.
I even tried to remake my build, which I was totally against, because I was like, no, I want to do the whole game with my own build and do it my way. And it fucking did not work out. So I had to change it back. Yeah. It was like 1 in
I
the
had
morning.
to optimize mine a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, I did optimize mine too when it came to artifacts. Like, whenever you told me about that holy braid thing, yeah, I definitely threw that on there. And I had to go search out, like, the best fucking defense talismans. Like, the fucking best ones.
Yeah,
This
I told you
boss
about
took...
some of those.
Yeah, this boss fight took a lot of preparation for me. But we beat him. And after you beat him, you'll go over to the site of grace, but right by the site of grace, there's like this glowing light, and it says touch memory, and you hit it. And it's Michaela on her knees, like crying in a dark fucking room or whatever. Just saying some shit that I did not understand. Did you understand it?
No. To me, all it said was, "You get nothing."
Huh.
That's how I felt. You get the remembrance of Radon, and then you get to walk around the ashen place that you were just fighting. And I was like, oh, okay.
Fair. But yeah, that's the DLC bosses and shit. There's only one real other thing I wanted to talk about. How did you feel about the Shadow Keep? That was a rough area.
The Shadow Cave. Oh, that was a pretty cool area. I like that. There's a bunch of different ways you could go. There was a weird sea monster. There was the stupid fucking tree snake things that I hate. There was 2 of them in this game that I fought. There's that one, and there was this one in this giant rot lake. Or not rot lake, poison lake.
What poison? Like,
There's a poison lake underneath the first castle.
huh?
You have to get a key and then go back and find it.
I don't think I did that at all.
Uh,
Oh, and there's an area where you can fight 2 tree sentinels.
oh, really? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Field of Flowers.
Yeah, I fought those guys. That was fun.
Dude, tell me how easy they are now. You know what I mean?
I think there's, well, if you brute force them and you're fucking OP.
That's what I did. I just kept dodging around. I killed one, and then I moved on to the other one. Because one followed me longer than the other one for some reason. So I killed him, like, super fast, and then I ran back and just killed the other one, because I was like, oh, while I'm at it, motherfuckers. So. But yeah. I thought it was do you think it was worth the $40? I think it was. Because I only ask you that because a lot of people were, oh, it's $40 for a DLC. But it's like, look how much time you can spend into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'd prefer 30, but yeah, 40's fine.
That's fair, I guess.
Especially since it's new.
Yeah.
And it's does have a good amount of shit on it.
Right.
Not as, I don't think it's near as much as the vanilla game, but.
Oh, no. No way. Yeah, the original game has just like ungodly amounts of content.
Yeah.
So, well, I thought it was great.
I was disappointed.
Why exactly are you disappointed?
Well, I explained why.
Just
I didn't
because.
think any of the bosses. Well, I thought a few of the bosses were pretty cool, but they weren't as cool as the base game. Place didn't look as nice as the base game. The exploring didn't feel as good either. The bosses just felt like, oh, hey, we're stronger. It wasn't. I don't know. The thing I say about the boss is probably retarded, but I just didn't enjoy the game enough. Especially compared to like how much I enjoyed Elden Ring.
Yeah, again, I think it's because, like, they just dropped you in there. There is no real story. All we have to go off of is Mesmer's, like, he's the head of the DLC, he's the face they use, and it's like, okay, cool. And then you go there and you're like, I'm in this world with absolutely no context at all. But I feel it.
They didn't reuse bosses as much, which was good. The bosses for the caves and shit aren't as memorable. There's one where you fight in the dark, which is cool, but you did that before, so that wasn't very cool. It's different enough though, because the first time you did it, the bosses, like, there's this one cave in the base game that had two bosses, and one was this necromancer dude, and the other one was this invisible dark knight, black knight, and
I hate that shit so much.
man, but that was like an invisible boss. The one that you fight here was a demi-human swordsman, and he made the whole room turn black.
I don't know if I ran into him.
He's pretty cool. You can get him as a summons if you beat him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I found a lot of caves and looked up bosses that I didn't beat. Beat one of the mariners, which I was surprised to see one of them in the game, in the DLC. And then I found the Deathrite bird in this DLC. I knew about him, and then I found him, and I was like, yeah. So I killed all of those fuckers.
That's sick.
Deathrite bird, since I think he appears 6 times in the first game, or the base game, which is kind of pushing it, but he has like, yeah, it's pushing it. But I think the first 4 have different names, and the last 2 have like a bunch of different attacks, and they have like upgraded versions.
Yeah, I only ever fought like 1 or 2 Deathrite birds in the original. So, not into that. Not into like seeking them out unless they actually like are significant to my shit. Well, I had a great time talking about this DLC with you. Metal Arms
I'm
will be
Brandon, by the way.
Yeah, Brandon. We got to finally do that Metal Arms episode next time.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta go on vacation and talk about Elden Ring for a show instead. Well, anything else to add before we go, Mike?
Nope.
I mean, Brandon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Brandon.
All right, guys. We'll catch you next time with Metal Arms for the GameCube.
Adios, muchachos.
Lord brother, Promise me you'll be my consort.